Good morning. I know that this is probably new for you, but sometimes when I'm gone and I didn't anticipate being gone, I will make a video for you to watch. You have a choice of either watching it on the big screen, everybody all together, or you guys can, each of you can watch it individually using earbuds. There's a couple of things I need to say. I came back this weekend on Sunday and I spent about 5 to 10 minutes scrubbing desktops. If I return again and find the desks written on to the degree that I found them this evening, I will not return as a happy camper. Okay. You guys do not need to write in the pencil wells. I don't need to find red marker all over the pencil wells. If your pencil or your pen explodes, there are uh, Clorox wipes for you to grab and clean up after yourself. I have 3 daughters that I'm the mother to and 4 grandchildren, and I will gladly clean up after them, but I will not clean up after you. And please respect me enough to clean up your own mess. Thank you. So we got a little bit of Mother Goose and Grimm here. I have 2 eggs, no vaccines, no pesticides, no chemicals, no food coloring, no preservatives. I just want 2 eggs. Okay, but this may take a while. And of course, that's in reference to all of the backlash about vaccines and chemicals in our food. Okay, something I want you to think about, and if you guys decide to do this as a group, then take a moment and hit pause. Don't hit pause in this thing right here. You'll hit pause in the Windows Media Player. But I want you to think about how each of the narrator and her mother reacted to the different times that they had to face death. Now, the mother faced death twice, once when she leaped as a trapeze artist, and once when she leaped into the house when the house was on fire. The narrator faced death when she had to trust her mother and go into her arms and uh, leap from it into the trampoline or whatever you call that thing that the firefighters grab you with at the bottom of the building, outside the window. So how did each of them react, and how could you kind of tell that they're mother-daughter with the way they face this tension? All right, hit pause and talk about this for a minute. Okay. Our goals today are to identify the use of flashback in a story and to sequence a story both sequentially, but also to notice the differences between the plot unfolding. Okay. So we're going to review today the vocabulary found in the LEAP. I know that 5th hour, you guys had the first 3 letters, 3 words already done, so you can scroll through a little bit quickly and then go to the last 2 words. We'll expand the vocabulary for tomorrow, and then we'll work with the LEAP. We'll talk a little bit about the homework in just a minute. So let's go now to the LEAP. The first vocabulary word that we have is the word commemorate. To commemorate something is to remember it, to preserve the honor or memory of it. I just heard this weekend. It was being used to describe a race that had been done, and they named it after a person, and it was as a way to commemorate. You honor or celebrate someone's life. If you do not commemorate someone, you dishonor or forget them. I circled the word memory in there because that's the best way to remember. Commemorate is you're trying to preserve the memory of something. Someone, not something. Okay? To extricate something is to release it from entanglement. This is my sad version of birds, because I always think of like birds being freeing and liberating, and that they can go wherever they want. I especially think about it when you've got doves that are released at the end of the wedding. John worked hard to extricate the animal from the trap. There's a movie called 127 Hours. It is the story of a young man who was trapped. His arm was trapped, and eventually he had to cut his arm off. The opposite of extricate would be to tighten, to trap, or constrict something. And that's why I always think of boa constrictors, is when you're free of a boa constrictor, you extricate or you extract something. Okay. The exact opposite is the word constricting. Okay, tightening, clenching, and of course that word reminds me of a boa constrictor. And you'll notice that the opposite is extricating too. The tiny space was constricting for the large man. All right. Now this is where fifth period was not at. The perpetually is something that is everlasting, endless, infinite. The busy waiters were perpetually moving from table to table. Think about how the earth is perpetually turning. The sun perpetually comes up, usually. It may be cloudier on some days than other days, but we do know that it always comes up. Okay? If things are mortal, that means they have an end. If they are limited, then of course they're not perpetually. None of us are perpetual. We will all at some point end. We have a finite number of days on this earth. Now, there's a sad thought on a Monday, but it is the truth. There are very few things in this world that are eternal. Okay? All right, last word is a vignette. A vignette is a short scene or incident. It's like a picture, a sketch. Each of these were vignettes where she was telling us little bits about herself, like when she was pregnant or when she got married, or those are vignettes. Okay? A song or paragraph. So here's the picture that she tried to share with us, giving us an idea of what it was like to be a circus performer. The opposite of a vignette would be a song, a paragraph, a written word. So she was trying to picture, with the words, paint a picture in our head so that we could go around and illustrate it in some way. Okay. All right, on the back of your story detective, I want you to take a few notes, please. Okay. A flashback is an interruption in the chronological order of the narrative to show that the event happened earlier. Okay, so take down this definition. A flashback is the interruption in the chronological order of a narrative to show that the event had happened earlier. Okay? You don't have to write this bottom part, but the point of a flashback is to give us readers that will help explain it. If we would have taken all the flashbacks out, none of this story would have made any sense to us. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to talk about the sequence. The events that identifying the sequence is talking about the order of events. The events in the story had two orders. The narrator presented one set, and then the order that they actually happened. The narrator starts the moment at one time and then takes the reader back to another time. And then we go forward, and then she goes partway back again. So sometimes that's pretty confusing. So at this time, you're going to get two sets of cards. One color is going to be for the events of the story, and one color is going to be for the order of the events as they actually happened. Okay? So what I want you to do is to take a moment and try to put them in order. Okay? So hit pause at this time. Once you think you've figured them out, ask the substitute to come over with the answer key to see if you've got them in the right order. He or she will tell you that they have one out of order, two out of order, and so on, and you can make adjustments. Remember, one is a set of the events that actually happened in the story. They're called the plot line. The other one is the structure of the story. Okay? So when you have that all completed, your homework for tomorrow will be to write 10-question quiz. These questions will be on the front side of the piece of paper with the answers on the reverse side, kind of upside down. I think you guys have probably all seen that. No, please do not ask any true-false questions or questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. These should be questions that require the person to demonstrate that they've read the story. These should not be Trivial Pursuit questions, but legitimate questions that'll that will show a reader that they've read the story. So in other words, you're kind of creating a reading check. Make sure you leave room for your classmate to answer them because we'll do this as a practice tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow and we'll see you then. Have a good day and good Monday.